What we see here is a man with a lot of courage that has a strong belief and dedication in what he does. This man has a mission. His mission is just to save the tree. What we see here is, at first glance, maybe an employee doing his job. I don't see that. I see also a man with a lot of courage that has a strong belief and dedication in what he does, and that his mission here is probably not just to repair an electrical grid. It's give back electricity to an entire village. This guy is a hero. Actually, there is a difference between these two people. The one that was taking care of the tree was not obliged to do that. He can basically see the tree, see the bad conditions, go home, safety place, nobody will tell him anything. This guy here, he must act quickly. Consequences of a blackout sometimes can be disastrous. Though this guy has a bigger pressure. He's a double hero. I don't want to play with emotions. I'm just trying to remind how important is the role of these people here. They are trying to manage an infrastructure that was built decades ago for a total different configuration, and that now suddenly, just like that, they should connect thousands of photovoltaic, thousands of electric vehicles, smart buildings, smart homes, smart parking, smart lighting. Everything is changing. And the job is quite complex. Our mission at DEPsys is to give them a solution to help them in their daily life. We work hard every day to make sure that these guys here, they are a key player of our energy revolution. They can help and make happen our energy revolution. Sometimes we are attracted by this sexy and smart technologies. But when you look at the grid, it can be seen as boring, let's say. But they have an important role. Let me explain you why. An electrical grid can compare to a tree. You have a trunk, branches, and leaves. Electrical grid, you have a transmission grid, distribution grid, and you have end customers. On the high voltage side, on the transmission grid, there is nothing really to reinvent, nothing to innovate. On the end customers, we start understanding a bit what happens thanks to smart meters, but smart meters are not grid tools. In between, there is a big technology gap in observability and in automation of grid. They don't know what happens. They need to balance consumption and production without knowing what happens. It is really challenging. And finally, it's not only a matter of observing the grid, it's a matter of making it stable, a matter of having analytics, sending the operators on the field, on the right place, at the right moment, managing assets. It's planning the grid, know how much power we can connect at every place, if we can connect an electric vehicle infrastructure and this kind of stuff. Issues are bigger and numerous. I think, it's my personal point of view, we can't call a technology smart just if they bring a nice dashboard, analytics. A lot of companies can do that. I think a technology can't be called smart just if it brings a specific asset management tools. And I think a technology can't be called smart just if it brings to the field hardware that collect data. Come on, we have thousands of companies that can do that. I think that a technology can have the honor to be called smart if it can cover all these issues, or at least 80%, let's say. What distribution system operators are looking for is a real Swiss Army knife, something sharp, robust, and multifunctional. As a Swiss company, we have developed this Swiss Army knife. We give them a tool that has been developed for a specific group of people within the utility company, within the distribution side of the utility company, that will help them to save money, to not reinforce, to win CapEx, to win money, to reduce the number of reinforcements. And it is really important for them to understand that a solution should cover many issues, And when you accumulate all of this benefit, at the end, the bigger benefit is becoming huge. I will not comment in details, but it is important to help a specific group of people within these companies to do their job. How we do that? With a hardware and software solution. Actually, we place some hardware devices into the field at some specific place, connected to DER and into specific assets. There is an embedded intelligence I will just present, because this is really important, on the next slide. But basically, they collect data, and they send it back to an IoT platform, where we have an IoT platform processing billions of data every day, and so on. Everything is end-to-end secure, cybersecurity compliant, because we are in the grid, and we should be secure. I will take again the tree as an analogy, but how are we different? Because there are many companies that provide hardware and software platform for the grid. You heard probably many times that. Where DEPsys has developed a strong USP is in the decentralized intelligence that are embedded into the existing hardware that can finally allow us to propose specific applications that others can't propose. So we place devices into the grid, they communicate each other. They analyze the variation of power here and there. They know that they are connected, they know that there is a PV, they know that this is the transformer, they are linked. They are able to map everything what happens into the grid without knowing anything about the grid, without having to tell them, this is the infrastructure in which you are connected. They are smart enough to map everything and to send it back to the DSO. This is a fundamental point for distribution system operators. It's an analogy, but it's as if just with some sensors on specific branches of a tree, we will be able, just analyzing the movement of the tree, to map the existing tree, to know how many branches, the lengths, the strengths, and a lot of things. It is not useful for a tree, but it is fundamental for a grid, because today, 90% of distribution system operators doesn't know the model of the grid. So it is a must today to have a solution that is able to operate without giving them a huge amount of information that they don't have in 90% of the cases. So this is a really fundamental point. We are DEPsys. It's a Swiss-based company, 20 people. We already delivered more than 900 solutions to 20 utilities in 6 countries. We are in our growth phase. We are opening now a new round, so I officially start our new financing round. Statkraft is on board, VNT management is on board, we have a family office. And just maybe John and Ulrich, if you can stand up, we are 3 of us. We're happy to discuss with you and open discussion for our next financial transaction. Thank you very much.
How much money are you looking for?
5 million.
5 million. Go and get it. It's sitting over there, the money.